The Europe Association and its complementary trading treaty took many decades to set. Africa is now hoping it can reach the identical in a fraction of the period. But in Nigeria hauling of, questions are creature grown above fair how attainable it very is. The site is a complementary trading transactions covering 1.2 trillion human beings stretch of Cloak City to Cairo. Consumer goods, services, and maybe labor, flow easily in and out of more than rather than 50 African countries. It could build tens of thousands of jobs and considerably bring joblessness amongst the mainland's junior people. He'll increase trading among African countries and would be instrument in driving the entire mainland off of the story of just creature a location wherever the power station economies of the Western and East go to get their raw material. Lot African governments, natural, are acute. So, wait lot of hoboy while African leaders collect in the Rwandan equity, Kigali, the 1 week to mark the treaty. The Southward African Division of Trading and Production says he's devoted to a company-ordinated policy to increase intra-Africa trading and to construct an integration marketplace in Africa. How we'll see a marketplace of above a trillion human beings in a GDP of about $2.6 billion, pound. And Kenya's trading ministry says he'll not just build a large liberalist marketplace, but will as well increase competitive at the production and company standard, increase importance supplement of means and utilize economies of scope and optimal use of source. But the transactions has already hit its at first obstacle, he's though been signed. Nigeria announced at the weekend how CEO Muhammadu Buhari will not visit the right in Kigali. In a declaration, the Nigerian by the government told how specific key interested parties in Nigeria specified how they had not been consulted. For that reasons they had several concerns on the provision of the contract. Such key interested parties are both of Nigeria's industry society and its trading unions. The trading unions are mined to be especially worried on a complementary trading region, taking into account how it could evolve in a lot more than integration flesh, that would see the complementary motion of workers through national borders, provided a probable risk to Nigerian jobs. The reality how Africa's greatest economics win TB at the start has located a damper on transactions and a issue mark above the whole draft's vitality. Though if all parties do ultimately accept to mark a complementary trading contract, how is just wherever the actual job begins. Following the ink dries and the officials include all lost household, how rapidly can such an treaty to put in experience? While will it do a distinction on the land? Before a industry can go its consumer goods of any nation in the complementary trading region to any else nearly as if national borders don't already exist, the proclamations on document will calculate for really slight. By a complementary trading region treaty, all the African signed countries would include to accept to bring the trading tariff and importing quotas among every some and increase intra-African trading. Usually talk. He's the at first phase of nearer economical company operation in a type to probable seamless integration. The following phase would be a customs officer association, wherever every nation would include the identical tariff in the external planet and low or no tariff among every some. Later comes a overall marketplace, wherever consumer goods, services and labor go rate and quote free among the countries and the bloc has a overall trading relation in the otherwise of the ball. Future seamless integration involves policy association and a uniting solitary exchange. All of the took the Europe Association more than rather than 50 years to set next the other planet warfare. Several seamless integration already exists in Africa, the East African Society and the Southern Africa Customs Officer Association are examples. But for a mainland-wide complementary trading region to vary job down there has to be considerably more than crucifix border trading during Africa. The is now a problem, as largest African countries tend to trading more than in the external planet rather than they do in their comrade African state. Really, intra-African trading accounts for on 16% of the full, in Asia how drawing is 51% and in Europe it rises to 70%. Else problem is the steep amount of Africa, not fair territorially, but as well in regulation of the quantity of countries how requirement to mark up and ratify it the complementary trading region treaty. While the Europe seamless integration trial begun in the previous 1950s, fair 6 countries were implicated. More than rather than 60 years after, the Europe Association has 28 members. Africa has 54 countries. So, realization and company ordination are core. For a begin, the parliaments of all the countries requirement to ratify it. How length such policy wheels get to rotate is nobody's wonder. The African complementary trading region is a big problem or, in a path, a big request. But if he's the at first preliminary stairs in the direction more economical bonds and trading during Africa, the mainland's countrymen will sense its benefits. How rapidly how happens depends on the durable passion, attention and definition of the leaders who pen the transactions.